Okay, everyone, welcome. Thought this year we do something a little different because we're going to be completely virtual this year for the Addy Awards. And so it's still the same awesome Addy Awards that we have every year. We're going to start with regional, it goes to districts, then it goes ahead and goes to nationals. This year they've made some changes, not a lot to the entry system, but some of these changes are good changes. I think they're going to help with the judging process. So let's just get started. Let me get on my screen. Okay, so new for 2021, all judging is going to be virtual this year, so we are only going to accept digital entries. There's no requirement for physical entries to be mailed. It will save some money. We're not even going to mail the manifest that you have to print and sign. That's going to be emailed this year as well as you complete your entry process. So it's going to be pretty good. This year they've changed the entry system where you can upload up to 5 images per submission. So you're allowed to create mock-ups. Judges will not be able to personally touch or handle things. So there will be, you can put mock-ups, you can put 5 images, printers. This is a great thing for print pieces, for packaging pieces. This is just good all around. And along with the 5 uploads, if you do have a physical piece that you really want to explain and showcase, you can now upload a short video explanation of that piece. I know we had some great pieces last year of boxes or kind of a gift box or things like that, or there's books. And I have some examples, like here's a book with different size pages and folding. If there's different die techniques or different sizes or cuts, that is something you would want to take a video of. Here's a packaging piece. I have an example of that, like an opening of what's in it. So you don't just take pictures of the pieces, what's in it, and then you pull out this wrapping paper that goes inside of this beautiful box here. So that's just an example of something to do a video explanation of. And this year, because it is all online judging, we are going to have 5 industry judges from across the country judging all of our entries. So that's new and exciting. Usually we just have 3 judges. This year there will be 5. And I know I have judges right now from one's in LA and one's in New York. We've got connections there that own some businesses there. So I'm excited to see how that judging process is going to go. So the entry submission opened Monday, January 30th, and it goes to January 8th. Again, if you go to aafheartland.com, there's easy links to get to the entry system for this year. So that it should be pretty simple to get to. I have this PDF will be available without some of the slides on it after this lunch and learn, but here's the links to this. This is kind of what we use for the guide. This is what tells us all those confusing categories, subcategories. How do I know what to put where? This is what you want to have in your hand or on your computer screen when we are when you're starting to enter things into the system. So I wouldn't even start the entry system until you have this available or downloaded. So when you click on the entry system, this is the page that you're going to go to. This is the landing page. If you're new to the entry system, really, if you're not new to the entry system, really nothing has changed on this, but people that are new to the entry system and students this year, I just wanted to go over this quickly with you. You're gonna wanna click on home. When you click on home, it takes you to this page where it gives you a lot of the rules and guidelines. And again, you can download this very important information you need for the entries. Professional entries, you're going to want to click here. Students, you're going to want to click down here for the student entry system. Again, it's going to tell you the different types. This is just information that is going to tell us different types of files and things that can be loaded. If you're uploading a website, what you can upload into the system. So here, you're clicking on a new entry system. This is the home page. This is where we're going to enter all of our personal or or not personal information, or our entrant information into this. This is where you're going to select if you're an AAF member, if you're not an AAF member. You're going to hit save and continue. This information will save. You won't have to retype this every time for all of your entries. Now, again, this is a sample of information that is in this book, or in this, well, it is kind of a book, for this, for the entry system. Again, here's the category, sales and marketing. Sales promotion is the subcategory, and a subcategory is here's where we would put this in for where you get the information. And this is how you fill out the next, where you get the information for all of these drop down menus. Again, none of this has changed from previous years of entry. If it asks for something, make sure you check spelling. As I was creating this example, I realized I spelled something wrong on this, and that would have been printed on an award wrong. So again, spell check is very important because we put the credits and this information on the awards, and we will put it on the website we're creating for our Addy site this year. After this, again, you're just going to save and continue through each. This is where you're going to start uploading files. If you have questions, again, on what type of files you should upload, where you should upload, are you uploading an interactive site? Are you uploading a website? Right here, you can do the click to see the fact. If you click on this, it's going to take you to a 2-page kind of a frequently asked questions. What do I upload? If I'm submitting a website, what do I need to submit for a website? What are the rules? So we'll come back to this page and the files. Make it good to represent what it is that you're creating. If you're uploading a video, you're uploading a website, what I ask you to do is upload a screenshot of a good representation of your video, of your website, a good mock-up. I also ask that you upload, if you're uploading a video, a 20-second clip that we can use to showcase your winning entry. What I've done in the past is I've had to watch the videos as I'm making the presentation and putting things together, and I don't know if I'm choosing a good part of your video or not for this, and I would rather you give me your best part of the video and what you want people to see if we only have about 20 seconds to show people. So I'm really wanting you to give that information to me so I don't muck it up for you, because I don't, I'm doing, well, I have to do so many of them. So again, choose file, you upload your files. Here, this year, this is the optional video upload. This is where you showcase your pieces. This is where you show off that print. This is where you show off that brochure, that book. Pictures don't speak 1,000 words. A video, you do not have to speak through it. You can just, if you need to just have an opening experience with a package, a book, a box, please include that this year. One of the fun parts that being the Addy chair for the last 2 years, but being involved with the Addies the last 3 years is I get to see all the things that are put into the system, and there's some really cool stuff. So that's kind of a fun thing that you get to do when you're involved in the Addies. Again, I uploaded this is what the upload screen looks like. As you start uploading, you're going to get low-res previews. So you're just going to see this, and this is what gets loaded into the system. Again, you get 5 files in your one short video for this file upload system. You're just going to save and continue all the way through. Then credits. Give credit where credit is due. Again, you put person's name, their title, the email of the person. You don't have to, since I've done the presentation for the last 3 years, having that one person's email, if you do not know all the emails or anything, you can just put your email in there. Do you want to add more credits? You can add up to 10 or 12 credits, I believe. We may be even able to add more. I know the spreadsheet gets very, very long as I'm trying to put the presentation together. And then you agree. Then you come down to terms, you agree, and you would then add it to cart. And here's what your cart will look like. So you keep adding things to cart. It's going to tell you what all of your submissions are. Then you're going to do the checkout. When you get to the checkout, I believe that is when you get your manifest. And the manifest is where you sign or say, okay, yes, this information does not have a copyright for someone else on it. This is my information. This is where you sign it. This year, either take a photo of it. I know you have, if you have phones, you have the scan option. Scan it in and you'll email it. And in the email you get, it has the email information of where you're going to email that this year. So again, we are not taking any physical or any type of mail entries this year. It's all going to be digital. So I know I just went over that very, very quickly. I guess I was in the mood to talk very fast today. So then again, entry fees this year. The entry fees have not changed this year. So right here in this, if you go to AAF Heartland, there's a join AAF link on the top of the page. Again, members, $55 per entry, non-members, $75, students, $35 per entry. This has not changed in the last, I don't believe this has actually changed in 3 years. So this is the entry fees for this year. Questions on what I have or what I went over? I know I went over that really super fast, but everybody's busy. So the video is new. The 5 photos are new. I'm asking because I want your work represented well, especially if they're winners and they're put in the entry system for like the screenshot of what you want to represent your work and a 20-second video clip. You could even do this for website entry, I believe, if you wanted to showcase moving through a website, things you want to highlight maybe, things like that. So I think some of these changes this year are kind of good for judging. Questions?
I have one for you real quick, Traci. First of all, thank you for going over all this. I greatly appreciate it so much. When you mentioned the checkout and the manifest, did you say that we'd print that and email it back in?
No, if you want to print, you can, well, you can scan it. You could probably, you print it because you sign it, and then you would scan it and you can email it, yes. And the email address is on you, after you check out cart, there's like a automated message that is set up and my email's on there. And so you would just email them back to me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I will go over this year. The judging is in mid-January. I'm going to go ahead and go to this slide. Our event, which we're kind of excited about, we started talking about how we were going to do the Addies this year. And Priscilla kind of perked up and we said, you know, let's have fun. I've done a lot of virtual kind of events this year. And they were actually, I was like, oh, this is going to be all right. But I actually had quite a bit of fun on them as far as the award presentation and things like that. So Priscilla has got some great ideas. So February 26th, it's a Friday, 3:30 to 5, we're going to have a virtual Addies event. And Priscilla, do you want to add to this?
Yeah, it's really exciting, you guys. You know, it's funny that when we all first thought, oh, this is going to have to be virtual, we kind of just were like, and then we all sat together and started working on it. And actually, by the time we were done with that meeting, we were laughing so hard, and this is going to be really great. So we're all creatives, and I think what's interesting about this is it was a real opportunity to get creative. So we're going to start, first of all, you can see it's in a workday because we feel like, you know, with so much to everybody's work from home and all this other stuff, we don't want to interfere on, you know, on people's personal schedules at this point. So we decided to make it a part of the workday. Also because we want people to participate as their team if they are a part of the team. Obviously, Pitt State has done a lot with their students, helps them actually get careers after their degrees, and so they have a very big group. But we also want the different companies to be able to celebrate together. Now, some people are working from home, some people are working from the office, whatever the case may be. Come February 26th, the reality is that we are going to do not only a great virtual event, but we're not going to do the show in the same way because it's just not good for attention span. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically have a party for the whole time. We're going to acknowledge some really great wins, and obviously we're going to, declare the best in show for student and for company into professional entries. But at the end, instead of us going through every single thing, we're actually going to go ahead and build that whole presentation and put everything online, and it'll go live as soon as the event is over. So we'll give acknowledgement for the different people for what they've won, but we're not going to be tedious in the way we're going to do it this year to make it far more interesting virtually. We're going to do a couple of really fun things. First of all, we're going to actually have a swag box. So a little bit of before you actually come to the event, as your team registers, then we're actually going to be sending out a box. And so having said that, we're looking for sponsors. So I'm the person who typically handles sponsorship. I also know that we are also looking for people to join as a member. And this is usually the time when people realize, oh, I haven't paid membership all year. And so then they join so that they can get the cheaper rate, which is great. That's what it's intended for. But we also need membership just so that we can do underwriting of the club all throughout the year. This year with virtual, what's been interesting because we serve such a wide range of a region, actually the virtual has helped us, and we've been having a lot of these lunch and learns, and you'll notice that they started going up on the website. And so we're also open as the year unfolds next year. Who has a specialty? We want you on. We want to actually have 2 per month for a lunch and learn, something very casual where we can actually connect, but people can learn something. So grab your lunch, try and keep it to about a half an hour and actually really get more involved with each other and help share some of our knowledge. And I know the students will enjoy that through the year as well. So having said that about membership, kind of bringing it back to the Ad Federation Ad Awards, this pertains because we have to actually underwrite the event. There will still be a cost to the event because we are going to basically take that money and make it completely different and send wonderful swag out to you. We also are going to do a few contests. And so a couple of them have been dreamed up, and there's a couple that we are still wanting to think through. And if anybody has a great idea of what we can do to bring some camaraderie and competitive fun, then and things that are creative, Lord knows this group should be able to do it. So please reach out to me directly or anybody on the board, and we'll talk through those. But currently what we want to do is kind of have a contest for some team spirit. So we would like, even if people are work from home, we encourage fancy dress still for the Ad Awards. You can do whatever you'd like there, or you can show your team spirit by your whole team having the same outfit, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to put limitations on it, but you can see we're going to try and do some really fun things and be able to really connect, see each other, and try and make it meaningful. If you are working together at a company, then we'd love for you to be able to host a viewing party and actually do it together. So again, we don't know where we're going to be in February 26th with a vaccine or with, whatever is happening in your particular work, but we want to be open to make sure that even if someone's working from home or if they're actually with their group, that it's very easy to participate and really celebrate all the things we've all been able to do, even through this crisis. So let us know if you have anything else there, but we're looking for sponsors. I'm always helping people become members, and you can do all of this right on the website. You don't have to call us or do it. You're welcome to call me, but everything has been made very easy to do right on the web. And if you have questions about it, call me, and then I'll help you walk through it on the website. The other thing I'd like to put a plug in for is we're looking for some more board members. We're about 3 shy of where we should be, like for our max for our board. And so we would really welcome anybody being interested in joining the board. We promise we don't overwork people. And because we actually make it virtual, there's a lot of great things that you can do, even just being a simple host of an MC of one of the lunch and learns once a year. So we make it really easy for people to get involved. We don't want to have all the same faces all the time. So we will try and find something that where you can shine. Traci is now mentioned, she's her 2nd year heading up the Addies, and she does a fantastic job, but it is a lot of work. And so we do need people who would also volunteer, and you do not need to be a board member to volunteer to help with the Addies. So if that's something you like to do, you can certainly reach out to Traci directly at Pitt State. So anybody have questions about the event as I've explained that before I kind of finish up with what we're doing today? Anybody want to click off, have the question? What is the time commitment for the board? Oh, that's a great question. So our board usually meets 1 time a month, but I'd have to say that very much happens toward the end of the year when we're closer to the Addy Awards. But it's so earlier in the year, we usually don't meet in January. We don't meet in February because all the committees are meeting, trying to get things done for the Addies. And then we'll meet almost every month. And we have anywhere from a 20-minute meeting to, I don't know, girls, what was the longest one we've had?
45 minutes,
maybe.
Maybe.
So,
So it's,
yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, and we organize everything on a Trello board. So if we want to communicate to somebody or interact, we have it all very organized. So it's not a big time commitment, but what we want to do is find everybody who's on the board to do one thing during the year to help us move things forward. One thing we're really looking for, we need someone who really loves membership and wants to help us with take charge of the membership committee. We do serve a very large region, and currently we only have 1 person on the board from the Springfield area. And that's a big area that we serve, Springfield and Branson. So right now it's only Tim Bade who's on for Springfield. So we'd really like to get better representation there. And that way we're a little bit more in the know with that. Okay, so historically I've submitted with Clarion Awards. Do these submissions include a descriptor or write-up? I'd like to prepare my team on what to expect. And yes, the AAF is a nonprofit. It's not a 501c3, it's a something else, but I can give you that org information. So yeah, Traci, you want to take that one about, is there in the submission, is there an actual descriptor, a write-up for it?
You can, I know if you're doing a campaign, there's a write-up, but again, as one of the files that you submit, even if it's for photography or video, one of those files can be a write-up for that. So again, that's part of the 5 submissions.
Okay. I know people do have, you know, they start doing it and then they really get overwhelmed with the categories, but I do want to make one really important comment that I think gets lost almost every year, because typically people are thinking that if they enter a particular, let's say I'm going to enter for outdoor media, maybe a billboard or something like that. So a billboard campaign, and I put it in out of home media. And let's say some people don't want to choose that because they think, oh, I want to choose the category where fewer people are entering, so I have a better chance of winning. That is not how these Addy Awards work. We are not competing against each other. We're competing against ourselves. So we don't have a pre-assigned amount of awards. Some years we've had so many awards, it's redonkulous, and other years we have a few less. It has to do with the judging. And I know the judging has been one thing we've asked so many people in this group to help us with to get a better representation, because the broad categories are now so broad and really so specialized that we need to have more people. And that's what we've really been working for this last year. So having 5 national judges is really going to help us there. But please keep in mind when you're picking that category, if 12 people put a billboard campaign in and 12 of them are gold, all 12 of you will win the gold. There's not a gold and a silver and then a nothing. We're based, those judges give point scales, and so your award is based on whether it has a merit of a gold or a merit of a silver. So this is not competition against each other. And so really, I'd say just put your entry into the one that makes the most sense to you, just knowing that it's going to be looked at for the merit that it has for itself.
Correct.
That is a real, I cannot stress that enough. It's something that, people forget, a lot. So, yeah, and also if you have several like photography campaigns or several videos or several outdoor you can put multiple ones in every single category. You can enter as many as you want in a category, as many as you want across all of the categories. That's totally up to you. Traci, do you want to just talk for a minute about what happens with the golds and how that gets forwarded?
Okay, if your entry wins a gold, it is automatically forwarded to districts. So there's really nothing that, with everything being virtual this year and digital, it will automatically go in the system to be entered. There's really not a lot for me to do that. Judging, I believe, happens mid-March next year. If you won a silver and you want something to go ahead and go on to districts because you want it to be judged by a different group of judges because you think you just want it looked at differently, there is a forwarding fee for that. Now, if a entry wins best of show or a judge's award, it is not automatically entered or it is not automatically forwarded if it does not win a gold. Because you can win a silver and you can still win a judge's award or you can still win best of show. Only the golds are automatically forwarded to national or to districts. And then the same thing when they get judged at districts, things get moved on to nationals only if they win a gold automatically. But you can request to have it submitted on your own. It's just the extra fee.
Okay, so we got a couple questions. Crystal says, how will the awards be distributed to winners? So we will either mail them or we will deliver. The board last year delivered several that were easy for us based on where we were. So either we'll do that or we'll, if it's not somewhere we're going to be right away, then we'll mail them out. That's what we did last year. Also, I'd like to point out that last year we had several goals that went on to districts, and we had, I think, 3 come back that won at the district level. And then of course, if they win at the district level, they go up to national. So this is the way to basically get that national recognition. I have another question about the nationals. Yes, I don't know exactly when the nationals are. I believe the regionals are in March. I'm sorry, I don't have that date for the nationals. I can look it up. But the February 26th is our AAF Heartland Club. So this is just Springfield, Branson, Pittsburgh, Joplin, our area. So, and like I said, if people want to put something in, they don't have to be members. They can pay the non-member fee and go ahead and put an entry in. They can put multiple entries in. But this event is specifically for our club. So last year at Downstream, we had 240 people at the event. I think that's where we were last year. And so, we hope to have a very big, group again. And now that it's virtual, there's kind of no reason why people wouldn't come. But again, to make it super fun, that swag box that you'll receive beforehand will really, hopefully prime the pump for some of the fun things that we're going to be doing, including a live quiz, kind of like a pub trivia quiz that will make it very interactive. And we've been doing some of these on different virtual events, and it's so fun. And we're going to have a lot of good prizes that people can win, which is again why I need sponsors. So please don't say no when I call you for a sponsor for all of you big companies. Okay, so are the award recognitions? So is there award recognitions locally? Yes, this is the local. This is the local recognition. Now we've had media sponsors in the past. The Globe has been generous to publish something, we can talk to 417. We talked to a couple of other members that we have. If any of the bigger media outlets, the TV station has done it in the past, want to help us promote and just amplify who won and give us some free PR, we've done a pretty good job with that in the other years as well. Okay, more questions. Will the follow-up Lunch and Learns incorporate professional student networking opportunities? Absolutely. And that's actually one of the things that really has been helpful with Pitt State being involved. That was one of the things that we're going to be discussing with we almost did it this fall, but when COVID hit, it just did not seem like putting the stress on students and teachers was going to be a good idea to try it this fall. But we definitely will try and do it in the spring before school is out, even if it still has to be virtual, which obviously the Lunch and Learn is. But I think also by the time we get there, we'll have several like in our library. And so people will be a little bit more comfortable with what this format is. Yes, and I have to say, you know, Crystal's right, is that, you know, the students coming to this event is a big part of networking. A lot of us that are, you know, are in the board, we really make an effort to go talk to the students. This is an opportunity then to see what are the professionals doing and also connect with them. They're going to be looking for jobs, you know. So I would say, you know, when you see that there's going to be an event that is a student professional, please, even if you're not a student, please make the effort to come to something like that, because they are looking for opportunities to learn from us and really just to understand what the industry is about. They don't always know how we talk about things or what kinds of things are on our mind, what's relevant to us. And that's a really great way to learn. So please, when you see that student event, don't cross it off your list. Come and give a little bit of help.
Can I just jump in really quick? What I would like to add from my point of view as an instructor, encouraging the students to participate in this, is the financial investment they make in attending that event is more than what they pay to enter the event. And so even though we want them to participate in competition, the true value is them being in the same room as all of the amazing award-winning professionals and being inspired by this industry. They're our majors hoping to become professionals in this industry. And so for them to see firsthand this award-winning work, or just all of the work on display, all of the entries that they get to walk by and see, but then especially the award-winning work, not only does it validate what we're teaching them in the classroom, but it also inspires them to do better with the projects that they're creating for us and aspire to work for one of these award-winning companies. And so I just can't stress enough that when we explain to them how much that in-person ticket price is, and we watch the expression on their face because they're already very broke, and we have been so fortunate at Pitt State being able to sponsor most of the entry fees. Those entry fees are, you know, $20 less than what they have to pay to attend. And I know that this virtual event will be different, and I'm sure we'll have some watch parties and stuff in the building, but I just can't stress how hard we push that investment, because we truly see networking as an investment, and they don't quite get it. And every year we get a new crop of not just freshmen, but people who are entering for the first time, and they just have to trust us. And the pictures help. All of the photos we have of past events, and you have upperclassmen, you know, telling them, yes, you want to do this. But without that, it's blind faith that this is a good idea to put on a cute dress or dress up and go to this event and put your best face forward and actually be brave enough to talk to these professionals. So if the professionals put that hand out first and make that effort, it just makes it so much easier for the students. So I just wanted to add that perspective. And that's a perspective I never had as a professional, not as an educator, but as a design professional attending these types of events. I really undervalued the impact that it has on students until I've entered a teaching career. And now I really make that connection.
Great. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So we will make have some really great student events in the spring, and hopefully that'll also help transition you know, we can highlight some of those students. But again, if anybody has ideas like that for lunch and learn, you know, these are people who volunteer to, we've had 3 so far, and we've had 1 panel, and then we've had 2 that were actual speakers. One taught us so much about SEO. It was awesome. We had one that was working for students and freelancers. So there's something for everybody, but if you have an expertise, please let us know, because we'll create a lunch and learn for you. You know, they're short, they're convenient, and they just help us stay connected. We'll plan as many of it as we need. I mean, it's free, it's Zoom. So, well, you know, I paid for the Zoom, but still. Okay, so a couple of other things. I want to let you know there's some other opportunities with the club. We are looking for people to help us not only with volunteering to give their expertise at a lunch and learn, but also to write for our blog. We have not actually done content on the AAF Heartland website yet, and so we would really love to have submissions. We need to crowdsource that because we don't have a staff. We're volunteers with AAF. So if you can please let me know what kind of, even if you've already published some things on your own website, we would love to have some key pieces. And again, that's another piece where we're providing to not only professionals, but to students to be able to come to learn about who's in the club, etc. So then the other thing I would say is that we have the LinkedIn account, and we would really love for you to follow it's actually American Advertising Federation Heartland, written completely out. Please follow that on LinkedIn. We'll be putting announcements out there, but I can't stress enough that we get a lot of questions kind of right at the end. The deadline, Traci, again, is January 8th.
Yes, January 8th.
So
I invented this lunch and learn this year because I was on vacation last year at the deadline, and a lot of people had questions. So I was like, well, let's put this together so maybe I can go on vacation.
yeah,
If there's a place to go, I don't know. But, you know, I thought, hey, I'd give it a whirl.
And if people are asking you about this, please refer them to the website where we'll put the copy of this Zoom so they can listen to it for themselves. Yeah, so any other questions before we wrap up?
No, thank you everybody for attending. I appreciate it. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to email me. My contact information is all over the entries.
Okay.
Or all over the entry site. I am here to answer questions or to help you find an answer.
Okay.
And if I don't have it, I will find one for you. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Traci. So one last fun thing that we're going to do, everybody who came in that registered and actually attended, we're going to put that each company name in a drawing. I'll just call somebody and ask them for a random number. And we're going to give away 3 paid Addy entries. So whether it's a student or it's a professional, it doesn't matter. The limit is 1 per company. So if we pick the same person, you know, another person from the same company, we're only going to give 1 per company away. But thank you for attending. Again, this is an efficient way for us to get all the information out. But this is really not only good for the region, but it can be very good for you as an organization or as a company. So please make use of Addies, and let's make this first virtual event a real success. And if you ever have, you know, a pat on the back that you need to give to someone and you see Traci, make sure you give it to her, because this is a lot of work. And we really appreciate the volunteer hours that go into things like this and making this, this thing possible. So thanks for putting this together, Traci. And thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.